folks. Before we go on, I just want to check on some sports stats, keep myself sharp here on the sports, and I'll use my computer and just go in here, and I'm going to check. Okay.
Too much dip. It's Monday. One more time. My name's Dave. I'll be running this thing today. I've got the drop cuck himself, KJ, here. What's up, KJ?
I told you that in confidence. Stroke those buttons. They responded to me.
Do you want to pull the curtain back?
Yeah. As people should know, watch our live show on Thursdays. I run the board on those shows. I've been running the board with Dave's drops. There may be some changes in future shows because it just doesn't feel right.
You're doing a good job. Let's be clear.
A little bullish on
we just
playing
think
those drops.
We were talking before we hit record that maybe they're getting a little bit repetitive. We maybe need to mix in some new blood.
Yeah.
And look out for that.
They're working.
They are working. People like them. You like them. I know you like them.
I love them. They're a lot of fun.
Why don't you go back to the sizzle, the hilariously loud sizzle?
It went really well. Right out of the gate, our first pod, we had like one of the most glaring audio errors in Washed Media history. Oh, wouldn't have it any other way. Dylan Shivery's here.
So happy to be here. I got Randy by my side, which is always a plus.
He's very calm right now.
He's keeping me calm.
He was a little wound up earlier when we did circling back, and he was
knocking on the door.
He was literally knocking on the door, and he discovered that there's a window that he can just watch us record through.
The Parks window, usually. That's what he's the one peeking through that one.
Dude, how cute is it going to be the day where him and Parks are both watching us record?
Peeking through.
That's going to be an all-timer.
Next level stuff. Hey, very happy to be here. A great weekend of sports to talk about.
Michael Weiner, it's pronounced Weiner. He's not here. He's serving his one-game suspension. Because he got hit with that game misconduct, so he is out.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what Micah's doing.
As far as I know, this is the reason, and I'm going to stick with it. I won't claim physical illness.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Happy Yom Kippur out there.
Oh.
How about that?
Oh, well,
Fantastic.
geez.
To all of our listeners.
Mama, there goes that man.
Big game, Brett.
What's going on? I'm happy to be here. I like talking sprats.
Man, people have been clamoring for Big Game to come back on. You did a good job in filling in for me, you and Will, a couple weeks ago when I had a camera in my buttocks.
Went well, though, for you, by all accounts.
Yeah, about as well as that can go. People are still making jokes about it.
Yeah, they were saying you're a cam guy now.
It's not funny.
It's in poor taste, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. But yeah, hey, man, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to talk puck.
Let's just talk Western New York.
You follow more than just hockey, though. You can chime in whenever you feel like it.
Oh, hey, bruvs.
Oh, yeah. We need you to chime in as much as possible because you're filling Micah's shoes.
Big shoes to fill.
It's not easy to do.
It's definitely not.
Big shoes to fill. Big as a house, those shoes.
See, it's New Kick Monday. Hey, follow us on Twitter and IG. On Twitter, Too Much Dip with 2 P's. On IG, that's Instagram. I shortened it. Too Much Dip Podcast on IG. So Too Much Dip, 2 P's, Too Much Dip Podcast on Instagram. We got our intern just blowing and going.
Man, he's on top of shit.
Huh? Yeah, he's doing a good job. He hit me with a clip earlier. He's really a fan of heavily edited audio that makes us look absolutely absurd. Which I like.
A lot of people can cut clips together and do a fine job of it, but to have a comedic ear and eye for good content and then put it together, only a few can pull that off, and he's doing a great job.
He's doing a heck of a job, Brownie.
It's quite the compliment from your boy.
Yeah, because you normally hate interns.
I know. I throw him against the wall.
Remember the first day Kill Shot showed up 4 hours late.
Stuff him in lockers. Except he can get away with whatever he wants. Yeah.
God damn.
Klein had to bribe y'all to get out of the locker, I heard.
He really did.
Come on, guys.
Hey, what are we doing today? We're not going to read reviews. We've got a packed show. We've got college football off the top.
Let's jump right in.
We're doing puck.
Let's jump right into college football.
I'm setting the stage. I'm doing the introductory paragraph. We're doing NFL, a combat sports minute, which might just be me talking to no one. No offense.
Well, that guy, he Ben Styles is what we'll get to.
Thank you for knowing that. Thank you for knowing that. Major League Baseball, Garth Brooks, shout out. Major League Baseball is going to be discussed on Too Much Dip for the first time in maybe since week 1.
Yeah, since the Rangers embarrassed themselves and saw themselves out of the league.
Well, I was talking to KJ before we recorded, and I was like, man, with all this stuff just going on at one time, playoffs, you got NHL playoffs, NFL starting up, basketball playoffs are right in the thick of it. Baseball's just been on the back burner for me.
I have to think that their ratings are down, right?
Yes. Oh, there's no
All the
question.
talk has been about Clay Travis, NBA ratings down, Mark Cuban clapping back.
I think we speak for a lot of people when I say, like, it's just been on the back burner.
It has. I'm sure there were many people who were waiting until, like we are, until the playoffs roll around. Now we'll get in, and by get in, I mean tune into elimination games. That's
7th inning and onward. I'm all in.
Maybe a Kershaw start or two. Maybe if the Astros series we'll get into this later. But right now, let's just jump into college football. You want to do that? I think we can have some fun with this.
Turn it up.
We have a Texas thriller to talk about.
Yeah, a wild game in Lubbock. We said weird things happen in Lubbock, and this was no exception.
Mostly at Chimmy's, but
Mostly at Chimmy's, but sometimes at the football stadium as well.
South of the Loop too.
Even with no fans in the. I mean, there were some fans there, but it was a pretty empty stands. I watched this game with Dave and with Brett.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
You got to see Dylan watch a struggling Texas team play, which isn't always a fun thing to do.
Oh my.
Yeah.
What was this experience like?
I'm like this team sucks.
He gets quiet.
They don't deserve to win. I'm that guy when my team is struggling.
I'll pull the curtain back. So Brett and I, in our SIGOs, as he would call them. SIGOs.
Which is worse.
Okay, that is somehow worse. Because like the THS just adds another element.
It doesn't roll off the tongue. No.
We went over to Dylan's. He hosted us. He and Parks, his son, and we watched the game. Had some cold beers, and it's always awkward when the host is not having a good time. Like Dylan, so we're on the couch and like Dylan's sitting behind us, and I could just feel the steam coming off of his ears. I was very worried that we were about to have I knew Dylan was gonna punch the drywall.
No, I'm not. That's not who I am. I get mad and I get quiet. But I usually recover very quickly from a loss like that.
It looked like a commercial for like a Crohn's disease, where like everybody else is having fun, but the one guy's just in his own head.
Yeah,
Just like looking at the watch, just waiting.
Yeah.
And Dave was like trying to talk sense into me. Like when Texas went down, I guess it was 15 with 3.5 minutes to go. He was like, "This game's not over yet." And I said, "Dave, it's over." I said, I would be more confident if this team actually had a defense, but they don't. I said, "It's over." And
You
I was
lying.
I already wrote it off in my head. Like this game's over.
Yeah.
Which also would have written the season off completely.
Yeah. Well,
This is on the heels of Oklahoma losing.
But you don't want Oklahoma to lose if
You're
you're
right.
Texas because you have one team that's good in the conference.
no, you always want Oklahoma to lose.
I know, but
you always
need
want
to,
Oklahoma
you
to
need
lose.
to have an undefeated Oklahoma for the Red River game that you win.
pretty good. Look, I don't have playoff aspirations with this team. This is going to be a decent Texas team, but they have no business playing Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, anybody like that. They just don't. UCF.
Prior to the final 3 minutes of the game, what was your review of the Tech performance? Did you come out of it saying, how did this team struggle against Houston Baptist? Or was it like, they've got some talent here or there?
Yeah, before the game, I said Texas Tech is not good.
Right.
To struggle with Houston Baptist,
Exactly.
you can't be a good team and struggle with Houston Baptist. I said that, and now after seeing them play, I stand behind it. Texas Tech is not good. But neither is Texas. Let's be honest here. Neither one of these teams is good.
They have a receiver though that you can throw it up.
Oh
to.
my gosh.
Vasher.
Oh,
What the
Vasher,
hell?
number 9.
That dude is a baller. And
I don't know.
Tech always has a guy or two.
I don't know what his straight line speed is like, but if he runs under a 4.5 at the combine, that dude is a top. That's a round 1 pick. That guy's unbelievable.
He's 6'6" and doesn't look like he's running fast, but I think he is just
6'6".
because of his body.
That catch he made in the corner in the end zone that I thought was like putting Texas away, just really, really impressive.
That was the quintessential Texas Tech experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like that game has basically been the last 15 years of Tech football, like a microcosm. Just extremely like a quarterback who's
We kept talking about it.
He's the most Texas Tech
he's so Texas Tech.
quarterback of all time.
My favorite, of course, all time, B.J. Simmons.
B.J. Simmons.
Remember
yeah.
B.J. Simmons?
Of course.
Was he your quarterback?
Probably threw for 6,000.
Cody Hodges.
Okay. Oh man,
That is such a Texas Tech quarterback name.
Cody Hodges.
Cody and his brother Slade Hodges.
Oh, my goodness. That's Dave's neighbor.
Oh my god.
That's seriously my neighbors.
The Texas defense is Swiss cheese, man. They just bad, just really bad. They can't tackle.
What's going on there?
They can't. I don't know.
Is it just
They
awkward
can't-
season? No tackling in the off season.
That's the easy excuse, but you've been playing football your whole life. You should know how to tackle by now.
That's what I'm always thinking when people are like, well, they're not hitting in the off season, and they didn't have preseason. Talking about the NFL.
Sure,
now.
it makes
But, like,
some
I'm like,
difference,
dude, they know
but-
how to tackle.
But that run at the end of the game there by Tech, that guy broke like 6 tackles near the
That was very
sideline,
bad.
and spun out and took it to the house. I was like, all right, this team doesn't deserve to win. Miraculously, though, they pulled it out.
When my team wins a big game, it's good.
It is good.
Congratulations. to
There's
you.
something to be said for having the big dicker come out.
Okay.
pull off the
MVP
onside
Cameron
kick.
Dicker. Dicker
Again,
the kicker.
Again, Kansas first. Now Tech.
He's money.
And he's good
On his
looking.
field goals. He's a good-looking kid, and the onside kick.
Yeah.
Which was a beautiful onside kick. It had that short, huge hop thing that you look
It was
for.
a traditional. It
Dream
wasn't
about
the
it.
watermelon ball that the Cowboys pulled
Yeah.
previously.
Yeah, this was a traditional onside kick. It was beautiful.
So I'm glad they fought back and made the game, like you said, a Texas Tech experience.
A win is a win, but I didn't enjoy it like I probably should have because the Texas defense just let me down. Ellinger's good. The defense sucks. We'll see.
But 2 weeks from now, do you go into it forgetting all of that and saying, well, Oklahoma sucks too, and now we're here to beat you? So
Oklahoma.
that's what happened against Texas Tech.
That quarterback Rattler is pretty fucking good. He's got
Yes.
a live arm. The kid can sling it. I don't know. I'm not confident. I'm never confident in the OU game, but we'll see.
You saying he's a certified slinger?
OU's going to put up a fight. Yeah, he can throw the football. I hate to say it, but he's got an absolute gun.
Which is not a surprise. I think he was, by most accounts, like the number
Yeah,
one
he
quarterback
was.
in the nation. Where's he out of? He's not a
It
Texas
ta- it
kid,
ta-
is he?
he's like one of those like
Arizona?
10-second film guys.
I might be saying that because his last name's Rattler.
You watch him throw the football once or twice, and it's like, yeah.
He was named after the Fiesta Texas roller coaster, the Rattler.
Yeah.
You ever ridden the Rattler?
I was always too scared.
My dad got whiplash on it. I
Yeah.
think I've told that story like 12 times. It's not even a good story. Shout out to Fiesta Texas.
He and Ellinger are very different when it comes to throwing the football.
Oh, yeah.
Did
y'all-
is from Phoenix, Arizona, by the way.
Boom!
Well, okay. Look at that. Look at Brett over
A
here.
Rattler.
Did y'all watch any of the OU game, or did you just
Yes.
see the train wreck via scoreboard?
I was watching.
I caught bits and pieces of it.
I saw the comeback, so I guess I saw the latter 2 touchdowns. If they're like four straight touchdowns to complete the comeback, and Kansas State is Kansas. I feel like they have that same team every year. A quarterback who seems capable, but maybe like he's Sam Ellinger XL. Always somebody like
Yeah.
that. Up until like maybe Michael Bishop way back in the day. And they fought back, and when they capped it off, OU had looked worse than Texas Tech did at the end of that game as far as not being able to stop anybody. And, I, for one, as someone who's been personally called the P word, I had to add it myself there, by Lincoln Riley, I'm not mad about it.
Lincoln Riley
It
called
was it was deserved. I will say that. It was fully deserved. I was being,
Wait, what was the context?
all right. Quick snippet here. At
Okay.
Texas Tech, they have something called Midnight Maneuvers, which is basically a 10 to midnight, Monday through Friday workout thing. But it's all these like pre-CrossFit fake workouts. So we had one where basically you get in duck and cover position, and then your partner puts his hands behind his back, and you put your chest on the guy who's in duck and cover position's back. You have to like rotate in circles around, and it is hell because it's hard to stay on top like that. This all sounds terrible, but and then
Midnight
for the
Maneuver.
person,
No,
like
you're
somebody's just drilling you down into the ground. And so I just kept
It's good.
exactly. I just kept basically falling off of the 360 position because I was gassed. There's like 10 different stations. If you fail that day or you don't do well, you get a pink shirt. You do okay, you get a white shirt. The goal is to get a black shirt, and then essentially like you're kind of graduated out of it. I'm just gonna flat out say I got I think you get a gray shirt, not a white shirt. A gray shirt like the last day, and this was after like trying to like see if I had heart palpitations to get out of this. And so me basically half-assing it in that drill. KJ, stop being a pussy and move on with it. I'm like, all right, next guy up. He wasn't so thrilled with that. So it was well-deserved, but I didn't forget.
Did they take you to a shed after that and lock you in there?
No. But quick follow-up story to get out of midnight maneuvers. I will fully admit because statute of limitations is probably gone. There's a player on that team that I was close with who suffered an injury that we claimed was a refrigerator dropping on his foot, and I'm here to admit in front of the public, he may or may not have had his foot run over by a truck intentionally so that he could opt out of those workouts. So that's all I'll say about that. But that's how bad these workouts were, that people were willing to go to those extremes. I didn't do that, but
I feel like there's a better way to like fake an injury.
there's a better way to get your foot run over because he volunteered to kind of have his foot on the side, and we're like, no, just lay it flat. He would have torn so many ligaments.
What was that Gardner Minshew story where he took a hammer to his hand to get out of something?
Basically that.
Yeah.
Basically that. That was because he wanted to get an additional opportunity to come back and play.
Right,
this was to be like, my parents are making
Medical
me be
red
here.
shirt or
I want
something.
out of this.
Man.
Wow.
True fact. So suck it, Lincoln Riley. You lost. On to the other Texas Tech coach from there, Mike Leach.
Yeah. Great segue.
Jeez.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy we have that personality, and that personality through one game is going to at least make some noise, and that offense through one game is going to work there. Like, I think that's hilarious.
The quarterback, I forgot his name, threw for 630 yards or something crazy.
KJ
Costello.
Yeah, Costello from
Former
Stanford.
Stanford
Shit.
great.
Great name.
Yeah.
Mike Leach offense, man.
The Leach, did you see the Leach interview afterward? Where he's just, dude, he's leaning into it.
He's hilarious.
Oh yeah, he's self-aware.
Said New England, Kansas City, Green Bay they all had games. That's why they had to play LSU or whatever.
Dude, I'm happy. I've always kind of had a soft spot for Mississippi State because we used to do
Dak.
Dak, yeah, and also when we would do like Destin or Gulf Shores spring break.
Okay.
And, there would always be Mississippi State kids, at the bars that we were at, and they were always very friendly.
Oh.
And they were just all over. They were absurd. We'd be like, where do y'all go to school? I'd be like, oh, State. We go to State. And they all said it like that.
Just assume you know that it's Mississippi State.
Yeah, and we didn't. We were like,
we go to State, too.
yeah, T-State. You heard of it?
Always awkward at Coca-Cola Beach. Oh, yeah, you go to Tech? Vatech.
We just would walk around for the next 5 years being like, State. We go State. And, to this day.
Ironically,
Still doing it.
nice to everyone but Dak at that same beach.
Man, unfair, man. He took that L, but I don't know if it was a fair fight.
I will say quickly about the Mississippi State game. I agreed on all points about Leach being there, but the immediate feedback is going to be like, well, they lost so many players and this, that, and the other. Yes, they lost a substantial amount of people. So did Alabama, and has Alabama every single year. And I'm not here to champion what happens in Alabama versus LSU because I care equally about both. But people talk about the losses for LSU being Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow, Joe Brady. Nobody saw Grant Delpit, obviously, is a big piece
Dave
of their
Aranda.
defense. The Dave Aranda is gone. But their losses on defense, maybe you want to fire Bo Pelini now. That's the reason why this is happening. And they got Scott Linehan on there as their OC now.
Linehan's the OC?
I think he's co-OC. He's replaced Joe Brady. I don't know if he's in the co-position where he's passing game coordinator, but they have Bo Pelini and Scott Linehan on that.
Linehan's the most maligned Cowboys coordinator in as long as I can remember.
It ain't good.
Rams head coach.
Yeah.
At one point going, I think 1-15.
Oh yeah, he did.
He's a horrendous. But they also don't have LSU's back to the quarterback problem. That kid looked so overmatched. I'd shoot against Mississippi State, let alone Alabama. He might find his footing because I know he's a talented kid, but
Is this going to be a weird SEC year where A&M ends up everybody thought A&M was going to be? What did they do? Did they even end up winning that game?
A&M?
Yeah.
17-13, I want to say they won.
Like
Against
where
Vanderbilt.
A&M is somehow competing.
Florida's good though.
Florida's good.
Florida did look good. Their defense didn't look great at first.
Ole Miss put up
Yes.
numbers. Ole Miss's defense is terrible, and I'm also now an Ole Miss fan.
Yeah,
That's
because
my
Kiffin's
fan.
there.
Shouts to the Lane Train. But Florida's a good team.
Yeah.
Their defense can play. Their offense can really
Should
play.
we officially adopt Mississippi State as our SEC team, the official SEC team of this pod?
I am going to be recused from that adoption.
Oh,
I'm now an Ole Miss fan.
right.
Big Ole Miss fan.
You're Sigav.
Sigath. Shouts to the Rebs. Which I didn't know you could call them the Rebs still, but Rebels was painted in the red
Didn't
zone.
they try to change it
It's a bear now, right?
like 5
I
years
thought it was a
ago?
bear, too.
10 years ago, and it didn't stick?
They've aggressively shot that down.
The
pun
Black Bears or
intended.
something was like
That's their mascot. They don't use the rebel as
The Rebel
much.
Black
Colonel
Bears.
Reb.
And now it's the shark.
Yeah.
Now the
And then they use the shark a little bit.
fins up, Dave.
They're doing the shark now.
Land sharks.
Like,
Yeah.
is it an
Land
ode to
sharks.
Kenny Gant?
Street sharks is what they're going
Oh,
after.
okay.
I don't want to jump into rankings this week. We'll talk more about it next week when it comes to fruition. But you're asking about the SEC. I think it's only going to be a weird year because they're not playing anyone outside their conference, that we're going to give the entire conference at large a lot of credit for beating teams in the conference, and they've got no one to measure against. And that's going to happen for other conferences too, but I think the SEC will benefit more than others will. But how about them Bobcats?
The best 1-3 team in the country. Didn't realize how many BC fans we had in our universe, but a lot of people were trying to expose my old take. Apparently, that I tweeted something out from your house when T-State had it within like 7. I did like a quote tweet or something because they were rallying, they were coming back. And keep in mind, T-State were 20.5-point dogs on the road at BC.
Did you do the Undertaker give?
I did not do the Undertake. I did not. That's exclusively reserved for Puck. But yeah, people were snitch tagging me with old takes exposed, which I'm like, dude, come on,
Oh yeah.
just quit snitch tagging. What are you doing?
If you catch everyone who
I'll never tweet again.
yeah, what
Which you might like.
they could retweet thousands of people every day. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, people were coming at me like dropping like, what is BC? They're the Eagles, right?
Yes.
Like giving me like responding to me with Eagles gifs and stuff. I'm like, dude, what? Like, where did these fans come from? Like, I had no clue.
There's a big Boston contingent, which they won't be happy about. We don't even have basketball on the rundown, really, but quick dips. But they won't be happy about not being present in the finals.
Yeah. Look, Boston, like, I'm sorry. Congratulations, you beat T-State by I think field goal on a trash ejection, by the way, on that kickoff. It's just bad.
The Bobcats can play some football now.
This is and the reason I'm excited about it is because they genuinely are the most offensively exciting Bobcats team I've seen.
they show up ready to play.
Yeah.
They're a well coached team, and yeah, they're 1-3, and I'm not gonna opine every week on them, but maybe I will.
They could very easily be 3-1, beating 2. Are they 1A now? Is that like the most recent thing? Yeah. So
Yeah.
they could be very easily. Well, they were 1AA for a minute.
They were.
There. Yeah.
They were successful at that too.
Yeah.
For a time. Yeah, look, like if they've got a chance at winning the conference, which is cool. So, whatever. Brady McFootball, friend of the show. Kinda, not really. We just liked him. He was back. They can't have consistency at quarterback. They had Tyler Vitt was out. Previously, Brady McFootball was out with COVID, but he didn't have COVID. It was just he hadn't had it for like 3 weeks, but he still had to sit. He was not happy. He went to Twitter, which I love. Twitter's great for college football. I don't know. I don't got anything else on college. Anybody? You good?
No, I'm good.
Anything else in the Big 12?
Are
Baylor
we-
beat the shit out of Kansas.
Are we Big Ten officially scheduled now?
Officially scheduled.
I should have mentioned that Micah's Missouri Tigers took one on the chin from Alabama, which was
Oh,
expected,
no.
but got to mention that one. Of
Not a
course.
close game.
No.
Given the rest of the surprises, you would think that they would have had a shot. They do have DeSoto High School's Sean Robinson starting at Missouri. He did okay.
He did.
He transferred from TCU to Missouri.
He was a
sitting
bust
behind-
at TCU. I hope he has success.
Yeah. Did not do well, but
I feel like he
TCU
wasn't
can't
put-
really coach up quarterbacks.
I was gonna
so-
say I don't know if he was put in a position to succeed there.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do when I throw shade at a coach.
How many times during the Texas game did Dave see his Duncanville quarterback on the sidelines?
Oh, yeah.
I kept
Jaquindon.
Oh, boy.
Dude, Jaquindon had the biggest earring in too. I'm like,
He put tape
With the
over
full
it,
band
yeah.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Band-Aid or whatever over it. Yeah.
maybe that was just tape I was seeing, but
But
man,
he
it
looked
was-
ready to go. He was
did.
suited.
He fits the part,
Yeah.
man. He's an off the bus guy that's like, oh shit. We're
He
gonna
is
get
of the Ellinger mold. Like, can do it with his feet. He can throw, but I think you're gonna be more impressed with his athleticism and just he's a big kid too. Keep in mind he's 18, so Fun stuff.
Coming off an ACL. Good for him.
Coming off an ACL. You want to get to the main event? The reason we got Big Game Brett here? We got Game 6 Stanley Cup Finals because the Dallas Stars, they did not go home. They're not going home.
We're not going home.
Not quite.
I should have
the
pulled
shirt.
the audio.
Peep the shirt.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
That one was just printed, man. That didn't happen like a week ago.
24 hours ago.
We had the best. They always say the best way to do your already weird schedule in the Stanley Cup Finals is to have back-to-back games on a weekend,
Oh,
completely avoiding the Sunday conflict with the NFL.
I didn't realize they did that until Will mentioned it this morning.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. They lost Friday night in overtime, and then easily, back to back. I don't know if that helps them to not. Some people will say, "Oh, well, they didn't have a day to recover or a day to think about it," or rolling right into it, getting back into it after a tough loss like that. Maybe that's the best thing for a team that's on the brink of elimination. But they pulled it out again Saturday night, dude. That was the most on edge I've been watching sports in a long damn time.
I mentioned during the Golden Knights series how stressful it is watching hockey. I'm stressed out watching a hockey game that I don't even have a horse in the race. Overtime in the finals, I don't know how you watch that. I would have to turn it off.
Double OT.
Double OT. In the
I would
Corey
have to turn it
Perry.
off. It's too much.
Corey Perry getting in there. Did I see the stat? The last 6 goals, Joe Pavelski, Corey Perry for the Stars.
Joe Pa. I believe.
Joe Pa.
Yeah, it's the elder statesman of the Dallas Stars.
GM of the year, Jim Nill, right?
Yep. Those slap shot sounds are great from Joe Pa.
That is unbelievable.
What?
I don't think anybody even knows.
It's great.
I'm looking forward to tonight. I can't do another overtime game. The thing about watching hockey is you're watching hockey. No, you're watching a lot of those goals. There's so much. You got so many bodies around the goal. You don't know. You see the shot, and you're just looking. You're looking at the ref. You're looking to see that hand go up, and you don't know, and you're just on edge, and it's so miserable. And I was trying to parlay this with UFC Saturday night. So I'm watching Izzy, and I'm watching the Stars, and it was hell. Mainline my adrenals.
Yeah, very rarely in the NHL playoffs are you getting the pretty like one-timer goals kind of situation unless it's on a power play because these guys are just crashing the net, playing physical hockey. That's what the Stars are doing well, though. No Stamkos tonight again. Not that you've had him or you've been against him much, but you're in good shape, I think, Dave.
Can we definitively say the Tampa's nickname is the worst nickname in all of sports?
The Lightning?
No, Ning.
Oh, the Ning.
Ning's got to stop.
That sounds
I feel like J-Bone
like a
created
slur.
that, invented it.
Ning.
That's dangerously close.
I don't like saying.
I don't either.
It is uncomfortable. I
Wait,
agree.
Are people actually saying that? I saw J-Bone doing it, but it's J-Bone.
I heard it elsewhere. I saw J-Bone doing it. I had no idea what it said or what it meant. Although if I'm out there typing capital N-I-N-G, I'm like, yeesh.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's one that's going to stick.
I hope.
I think it's more than him. I'm fairly sure it's more than him. I'll say 99%.
Are we officially calling for that to be canceled?
I will raise my hand and cancel it myself.
Good.
Hashtag cancel.
I feel okay tonight. Like this thing, I think this thing could go 7. I really do. I think the Stars, like in overtime, did not look overmatched. There were times in the last few games that they did. Puck possession wasn't great, but quality scoring chances. I think that's a check the box on the Star side.
There was about a 7 or 8 minute period in the last game on Saturday where the Stars had tired legs out there and the Lightning were just bringing it to them, and I was like, oh no. It just felt like it was over. And then the whistle or the period ending saved them, and they came back. They looked fine in the second overtime.
Is there anything worse than when you start to notice your guys have been out there for a while, and then Emmerich notices it, and he's tired legs, and you're just watching it, and they get it out to the point, and they're moving it, and you're like, dude, no.
Yeah.
Like you just know what's about to happen. Impending doom.
The only play they start to make is like flipping the puck to center ice and regrouping and waiting for another attack. That's stressful.
Yeah, it's not fun. You got some breaking news.
Breaking news: Dylan's own Vegas Golden Knights have acquired Dylan Sakura from the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for Brandon Peary.
What's up, Dill?
You've been calling for this trade for a while.
Yeah.
This is the trade.
Whenever you can acquire a Dylan, I say go for it.
They just got younger,
Wow.
they got cheaper, and they got a good player from Northeastern
fucking
University.
go.
Great kid, really, really good player actually.
So sick.
Wait, where's he
Man.
from?
Northeastern University.
Isn't that where you went?
That's where I went. Yeah.
Wait, so we also got younger. You replacing Micah.
Yep.
And you're a Northeastern kid.
We basically just made the exact trade.
We are the Golden
We
Knights.
sent Micah to Chicago. Yes.
And with him and the Stone Man on the ice at the same time next year, you got to think good things are happening.
You gotta hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a
They
little-
acquired Jack Stone,
Mark Stone, the Stone Man, he's
Oh.
already on the team.
not the Bachelor alum.
No, as far as I know it, he doesn't play professional hockey.
Dude, did I unfollow him? I might have unfollowed.
think I
I think
did.
he unfollowed me. Nice guy though.
We broke up with the Stone Man. It happens. Move on.
It's what happened. It's just part of the deal. You're not gonna be friends with everybody forever.
Hmm.
That's a good trade.
We had good times together.
Good times are ahead for you and your Golden Knights, and I'm very jealous.
I sure hope so.
We were talking before. The Stars are got some older guys on the team. I don't know if we can run it back.
Don't say you're jealous while your team is currently in the Stanley Cup final.
That's what I do. I can't just be happy.
Some additional
Always thinking down the road.
Some additional breaking news. Bob McKenzie, shouts to Bobby March, is reporting that Jack Eichel is being explored as a trade option for the Sabres.
Is he on you? Okay.
He's the best player.
You were telling me about him when we went to the Stars game, remember?
Yeah. He is behind Connor McDavid and
You were like, see that kid down there, Eichel? I was like, yeah, what's up? He goes, he's the future.
Finkel
he
is
is.
Eichel.
And so I was like, all right, let's go fucking
and then,
save. Let's
and
go
then you watched him,
Eichel.
and you're like, okay, this guy can play.
Yeah.
Better than my bad joke.
Dude, that
I
guy
was
can
gonna
dangle,
force.
man.
Here's the thing, though. He's not going anywhere. If you want Jack Eichel on your team, he's being dangled to the Rangers. GMs are calling the Sabres. Eichel's frustrated. I get it. The Sabres have not been up to snuff the last couple of years. He's not going anywhere. Stop calling. Let Jack be
I
Jack.
want him to stay on the Sabres, man.
Me too.
When's the last time you dangled a Jack Eichel?
You don't want to know, David. You just don't want to know.
All right.
What about doing an Eichel Tower?
Okay. Okay.
I feel like
You don't want to know.
I blame myself. I bring everybody down.
You make everyone a little bit more perverted. That's what you
It's
do.
not a good thing. Got a son on the way.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, jeez. You guys want to talk some professional football?
Yeah.
Did you watch the games yesterday?
Unfortunately,
Russ cooked.
he's good. He's got some good receivers.
Is it true that he's never received an MVP vote?
This is insane.
Well,
True
it-
and
it's-
insane.
It's true and insane, and it is now like you hear it every other sentence from any time like he's
Marv
talked
Albert.
about, which is fine. Dude, he was awesome. I had no doubt that they were going to drive the length and score. I'm like, dude, they're not stopping Russ.
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Like,
There's no
I don't
question.
care how good our defense is. That's a dude. There's like three guys who want the ball in their hands, and that last, Brady, Russ, and Mahomes. Maybe not even Brady anymore, honestly. But Russ and Mahomes, those are like 1A, 1B, your best quarterbacks going right now.
When they're within 5 yards, they do that little I don't know what the play's called, the little goal line like flare out with their tight end or whatever. It works 100% of the time.
tight end crosser where he lines up on the strong side of the
100% of
formation.
the
It's
time.
really effective, especially when no one covers that tight end
Like,
at all. Absolutely
the
no one.
number of like just unguarded, wide open receivers in that game yesterday was pretty infuriating if you're a Cowboys fan, and I am. So
You want to steam on this?
the
Wait,
secondary, man.
You look like you're pretty upset. Hey, what are you pulling out of there? You got something in your hand? What is this? Whoa!
oh,
You about to shred them? It's a chainsaw.
pop that ass with this towel. Was that a chainsaw?
Yeah, it was a chainsaw.
Oh, I thought it was a steam. I
Wrong
couldn't hear it very
weapon.
well.
Get over here, Dave.
Shred them.
I got a towel in one hand, a chainsaw in the other. I'm ready to fuck people up.
This dude's gonna clean up.
The Dallas secondary, the penalties were out of control. Out of control.
That one on Brandon Carr was a bad.
The
that was
busted
bad.
coverages were just unacceptable. Xavier Woods, I think maybe his name is, the safety who just
Did not look
forgot
great.
his assignment on numerous plays. Diggs got cooked a little bit, but he's going to be a player. The
That was sick.
Metcalf, DK Metcalf play where he's about to score and Diggs knocked it out. That was fun to watch.
So I was a little
Real
bit
quick,
behind.
just so we don't get torched for this. I think Xavier Woods. We're not talking about the wrestler, right?
the safety
Right.
for Cowboys.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Who's Xavier Woods, the
Did
wrestler?
I use the right name?
No, I think you did, but when I searched Xavier Woods to just double check it, it popped up the wrestler, so I guess they got the same name.
It could
My
be the same
apologies.
guy.
You're right.
Well, he stinks either way.
Yeah,
no, he
he's-
just did. They don't.
He had some mental lapses.
Yeah, I don't know who. I'll let people who are better at breaking down the tape like tell me what happened, like who graded out well and who didn't.
Let me say this though, for the Cowboys, when they went down a couple scores in the third quarter, I went and took Stella for a walk because I was like, oh, this game is about to be out of reach. It's going to get ugly real fast. I came back from the walk and they were down 1 score and then punched another one in. They fought. They fought pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm not that upset for a number of reasons. Mainly
Seattle's
because
good, man.
Seattle is very good. The NFC East is very bad.
And the boys had dealing with a lot of injuries
Dealing with a lot of injuries.
on defense.
Got to clean some stuff up. Alden Smith looks insane.
Yeah, he's a man.
Comeback player of the year, you got to think.
Can we not preface, and I think I've said it before, not us, but can Joe Buck not preface any Alden Smith talk with, what a story, how remarkable. Like, yes, it is impressive he's been away from the NFL for 4 years, but, like, if you don't fill in the blank with why he's been away for 4 years,
Yeah.
you're doing people a disservice by, like, making it a Make-A-Wish type situation.
Yeah, it wasn't like he had some like rare Travis Frederick disease or something.
Right. I don't even mean like the low-level, possession type things. It's like there were weapons charges in there.
Yeah.
There were severe DUI situations. There's a DomVi accusation there. Like, again, if he's clear and available to play, sign him, play him, do all those things.
He's cleaned his life up, though.
Right, and which is great.
Which is
I
awesome.
think that's a good thing, and I think that should be a part of you. If you're going to tell the redemption story, you got to tell the low
Well,
part of the
because
arc.
they told it for Greg Hardy.
Exactly,
like,
over and over.
I mean, the Greg Hardy thing was rightfully so.
Talk about a
They never let that
terrifying
go.
individual.
Greg Hardy,
Oh my gosh, he scares me.
he's an absolute monster. He's actually, well, we'll save it for the
He
Cowboys.
holds his own in the octagon, doesn't
yeah.
he?
I mean, for a guy who's been fighting for like a year and a half, 2 years, like, yeah, he is. It's crazy, but.
Just makes you think what a 6'8", 270-pound guy could do with that amount of time to prepare for a fight against someone significantly smaller. But, hey, that's enough of that. Other games in the NFL.
No, I'm honestly like, yeah, I'm mad about it. Tony Pollard, I don't know what the fuck happened there. They got to clean up the special teams. They got to clean
A
up
lot of
the
mental errors.
penalties. But like, I
in
feel
an empty
like
stadium too. Which
in
is
an empty stadium, you're never going to get that opportunity to go up there and obviously. But like, you're on the road now. If you look at the schedule before the year, you see Dallas goes to Seattle. They get Atlanta, and then week 1 the Rams. Like, you're like 1 and 2 is definitely in play. Like,
Yeah.
probably likely.
That's fair.
Now they were lucky to get out of the Atlanta game with a win, but 1 and 2 is not that bad, especially like I alluded to. The NFC East is the worst division in sports.
Why didn't the Eagles try at the end of that overtime?
Okay, so it's OT.
They had
16 seconds left, 17 seconds.
They could have kicked like a 59-yarder, I think.
And then they got a false start, so it dropped it back to
I
64.
thought it was a 54 before that.
Maybe. That could be right. Well, Jack Hammer, he was texting me, and he was saying that, like, oh, he can make it from there. He's made it from there
Okay, so
before.
false starts, so moving back 5 yards, and then from that 5-yard difference made them just completely give up and go for the tie.
Because if you don't, okay, obviously.
They took the delay.
If you miss it, you give them the ball back, give Joe Burrow the ball back with like 15 seconds and 1 timeout.
If I'm on the Eagles and I'm on the sideline for that, I'm like, what the fuck are we just like not trying to win this football game? It seemed weird to me. The delay game that they took after the false start moved it, so they moved them back 10 yards. So then maybe it's a little bit more out of reach by that point. But try to win the game.
I didn't realize there was a delay of game.
False start and then a delay.
Was a delay on purpose to maybe give the punter more room or something? I don't know.
I believe so.
Either way, I like to be aggressive. I want to kick that field goal. I know who's their kicker.
Try to win.
Is it Parkey? Is Parkey their kicker?
It's Parkey now.
I know he's the one. He tweaked the calf
Jake Elliott.
muscle.
They just settled for a
Oh,
tie.
is it Jake Elliott?
Jake Elliott.
Oh, okay.
He's a much better kicker than Parkey. So, yeah, I kicked the field goal.
I only know that like immediately and couldn't tell you the difference between a wrestler and a safety because I was looking at the box score right there.
Well, the Eagles stink.
but
and
yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
don't
Cody
hate it.
Parkey's the Browns kicker.
That's right.
Best name in sports.
Cody Parkey?
Cody Parkey.
Do you have any concerns with the Browns, who are 2-1 right now?
They've got a 2-headed monster in the backfield. Chubb looks badass. Yeah, I do. I think that they're going to come into Dallas or Arlington, and I think they're going to get smoked, but I'll save that for my big boy stacks.
Okay.
I think Cowboys are due to just tee off on somebody. I know that's funny to say, we just shredded their defense, but No, they don't really scare me. Baker looks okay. He doesn't look terrible, but it's not like Baker his rookie year when he was actually moving the ball and slinging it.
Yeah, I mean, he's at 189 passing yards, 189, 219, then 156.
He's more of a game manager
He's
now.
not lighting it up.
They're not relying on him as much as they did last year. So that could work either way. We'll see. The Bills game.
Okay. Big game. I'll let you take this.
Well, if you like roller coasters like Dave's dad apparently does,
used to.
you would love being a fan of the Bills this year. Josh Allen is a roller coaster of emotions. You're beating the Rams 28-3. The Rams are a good team, good coach, good quarterback, good weapons, and you give up, I think, 29 straight points or 30 straight points, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it wasn't Josh Allen playing bad. He had a pick that was a terrible call, in my opinion. Tie goes to the receiver, I thought. Apparently the tie goes to the secondary on a 50-50 ball situation.
Yeah, that was a tough call.
You're a D-back.
I agree. It should have gone to the receiver. The way that they landed, because the DB landed first, I think that's
what's going to
mm-hmm.
But anyway, the refs made up for it with a truly horrendous pass interference call at the end of the game to give Josh Allen another chance.
You just really hate to see the Rams lose on a questionable pass interference call.
Yeah.
That's
happened
tough,
before,
man.
Won't happen again. But the Bills are a good team, 3-0. And always going to have a soft spot for Western New York.
They're definitely better than the Patriots.
Oh, easily.
Like,
I mean, that's the Bills are the best team in the division.
That's their division to lose.
Absolutely. And Cam looks all right, but
yeah, they don't. Maybe they're still getting used to each other, but like they're not moving it like I thought they might. I saw Cole Beasley had a pretty big late game catch there.
3rd and 22.
He was like the king. There was a couple years where like you needed 3rd and long.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting it to Bees. Bees is going to shake somebody.
Well, now you can get it to one of 7 receivers in Dallas who play. Who's Wilson? Who the fuck is
Cedric
Wilson?
Wilson, Boise State's own.
They have a
Holy
receiving core,
shit,
man.
Yeah, we what we don't have is an O line.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Jeez. You had who moved out? Zach Martin moving out to right tackle.
Okay,
Like,
so
since when has he ever played tackle?
I'm assuming he hasn't, and I'm assuming, and from all accounts, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I never played on the line. I know that might shock you. my size and stature, I was more fitted for the secondary where I could just really get lit up. But that's difficult to move. Like it's not just like as simple as like blocking. Like there's assignments and
A lot
cadences.
different. I mean, again, I only know from seeing it be taught, but like it's a lot different footwork and a lot different hand placement. Not to mention your assignments completely change, but I think that speaks volumes to how that room is being coached and handled and has been handled in the last few years because they've had to move around some parts. I think the big story here is that Tyron is, I think that question mark continues to grow. Like he's only 28 or something.
Tyron Smith is who we're referring
Tyron Smith,
to.
yeah,
Your
but
franchise left tackle.
yeah,
correct.
but he
He's an old 28.
that's a lot of miles on those tires. So we'll see. We will see. I didn't mean to circle us back to.
No,
damn it. To
Don't ever apologize for
Cowboys
circling
fans.
back.
I knew it.
Anything else you want to touch base on?
Bills division to lose. I think Miami's better than people thought. I'm going back to Thursday night
Yeah.
here.
Dude, Fitz.
Okay.
What?
What's
I'm
the
sorry.
matter?
Well,
Carry on.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Cat.
yeah,
It's the whole
that's
Jaguars
tough.
thing.
Yeah. It was embarrassing.
I don't think so. I think Miami's better than people. They've been a laughing stock.
There's just
for
I know Fitzpatrick has done it and like proven that he deserves to be in the NFL, but like there's something about when that dude's balling out on you, you're just like, dude, no, you're not. You're
not supposed to be doing this.
You're Harvard guy, right?
Yeah. They're going to be a better, sneaky 7-9, 8-8 than people would ever give them credit for, and the Browns again are going to go 4-12. And
Who's the backup in Miami?
Tua,
Is it Tua?
yeah, just waiting for his opportunity.
I
Is
thought,
he's healthy enough to play?
yeah, I thought he was like borderline never going to play again for a moment, and now he's backing up. Oh, that's crazy.
Bears Falcons is worth mentioning.
Okay.
They finally put the hook. They benched Trubisky in the
Trubisky
third
will
quarter.
not be in a Bears
I didn't
uniform
think he was
next
that
year.
bad in the first half. Was he bad?
He threw 2 or 3 picks.
Oh, okay, that's bad.
Yeah, and then foot long Foles came in, threw 3 touchdowns,
Foot-long,
and
foot-
brought it
Wow,
back.
No one's calling him that.
I thought
And it's
that-
crazy how no one can just mention him casually without referencing his big penis.
You know you're in the home of
That's true. I guess I got to watch what I say here in Westlake.
that hog's been walking around here.
It's been it doesn't
There's a
work.
hog problem out here, right?
Yeah, apparently.
It's feral. Man, like if we ever like see him at like Huntingham or something, like the first thing we're gonna think of in our head is like, oh man.
You wouldn't think like, oh, that guy won a Super Bowl for the Eagles. You would think like that guy has a big penis.
That guy's just got a rocket.
Where'd that PR come from? How do we get that PR going?
I think your ex-employer
FoalsMedia.com.
probably helped
It definitely.
perpetuate.
They're selling a shirt, the Foles #9 with the inches.
Your former employer and
a
Dan
good- that's a
Regester,
good shirt.
aka the Jackhammer, he
Oh yeah.
couldn't mention Nick Foles without because he was an Eagles guy.
Why is it the dudes just can't get past that?
I don't know.
Got to be proud of it. I will also say I think the Vikings are finding their way. Their offense woke up. Justin Jefferson was a big part of that. Rookie receiver out of LSU put up 175 yards and a touchdown and looked really good. And that's against the Titans, who obviously have a stout defense. So maybe not all hope is lost in Minnesota. So
Okay.
You can't. Dalvin looked good yesterday too. He might be getting his wheels under him.
And let me just say, Atlanta, I'm sorry. I don't know how you do it.
Man,
I don't know how you do it week in and week out.
They
That's-
love losing apparently.
I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad for Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, like some of the guys who have been there for
Yeah.
all this stuff. And it's just like, man, it ain't happening. It's definitely not happening.
dress
Yeah,
like Tech,
once-
play like Tech.
They lost that Super Bowl. And,
Wow.
did you guys watch the game last night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit
Good-
of it.
good
Yeah.
reminder.
So I think Aaron Rodgers, whatever chip is on his shoulder, there's quite literally not enough dip on it because that dude is balling. Him and Russ are I'd take either one of them right now.
I want my chips with the dip.
22 points. But the graphic they put up last night through 3 games, most have ever done.
40-something
lot.
points a game.
I don't really like the state of the NFC where Seattle and Green Bay are like the 2 best teams.
Why not? What's
I
wrong with
know
it?
it's just as a Cowboy fan.
Oh.
It scares me. It makes me think of. I mean, this is how it. We had some years where this is what it was. Like these are the teams. I mean, the Packers, they were in the NFC Championship last year, which I always forget about. And like now he apparently has weapons.
I just would
I
think
don't
as
like
a
it.
Cowboys fan, you'd like seeing the Bills be really good and the 49ers be really bad and hurt so you can just inevitably, Scott Norwood the Super Bowl. That's just me. though.
Oh,
That's fair. That's fair.
he's got a family, man.
Don't-
I will also throw out there, I think Tampa, very generic statement here, but I don't think Tampa is going to just ride off into the night. Like, I think they're going to be present, going to be a problem. I'll just throw it out there for now.
I kind of
We'll
hope they
revisit
are
it
just
later.
for content purposes.
Yeah.
Are you basing that off whooping up on the Broncos that started Jeff Driscoll yesterday?
Fair, fair, but I think that their game against the Saints it got lopsided quickly because of 2 bad turnovers. And had they pulled that game out, they'd be sitting at 3-0 just like the Bears, and we'd be touting them as a successful our franchise as well.
Did Jason Witten have any catches yesterday? Because I know that New England shut down Waller. Fantasy implications there, so I'm assuming.
If so, I hope it was negative yak.
Did he break any tackles?
It is-
Send me a video of him breaking 1 tackle this season. I'll send you $20. Venmo. Anybody?
the
Okay.
first come, first
person,
serve.
not everybody. Not
Once
everybody.
that one gets out there, it's gonna hit the Discord.
Speaking of breaking tackles, did you watch Alvin Kamara last night? Looked like he
Oh.
wasn't even trying.
My goodness.
How do you do that?
Why does he play like he's 260 and he's a little fella? Well, he's not little, but
Kamara?
yeah, he breaks tackles like he's a boulder.
Him jogging down the sideline yesterday with his lineman in front of him waiting because
Oh,
he's
Pete,
like
yeah.
he's like you're fucked. I'm just gonna.
That was a fun play.
Oh my god! And then
Fun
flashing
play.
the grill afterwards that would make Paul Wall jealous.
That dude's pretty
Might have
cold,
gotten it
man.
from Paul
Posted
Wall
up like
shot.
a mailbox.
We talked all that football and have not even scratched the surface, which I don't think we should dwell on it. But potentially, when looking at this season at whole, the game of the year is going to be played tonight, and we haven't even said anything about it.
Do you remember when the game of the year was? It was KC was it KC New England, and it was Booger, it was Witt, and it was Tess, and it was that crew, and it was just like, dude, it was so bad.
Such a disservice to
It was such a disservice to that game. Yeah, tonight's gonna be fun. Unfortunately, I've got an elimination Stanley Cup game that I will also be watching. I'll have it up on the Lappy. Shout out YouTube TV. But KC at Baltimore, 3.5.
Need your picks.
Baltimore minus 3.5.
I'm all over Kansas City here.
Micah sent us a text prior to this podcast, and he said Chiefs money line.
In all caps.
I'm going to go Chiefs money line in just lowercase because I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
I will ride with Baltimore. Cover.
So I've had this thought in my head that this is Baltimore's year. Like something's gonna happen, and they're gonna get past KC. But I don't think they do it this week. I think KC.
Come.
I'm riding with KC.
Well, we'll
all
check back
caps.
with the Thursday night.
All caps, KJ. Make sure you get that part of it.
Thursday night.
Combat Sports Minute, brought
Let's
to you
do
by
it.
Dave. Let's do it. What are you doing? Oh, okay.
Trying to save the time.
Sorry, my bad. I don't know if anybody watched UFC, but the last style bender. He's the last one to bend styles. Israel Adesanya, Izzy, as he's known to many. Not only did he just absolutely pick apart Paulo Costa, but he had the most disrespectful post-fight. One of the more disrespectful. It wasn't terrible, but just anytime somebody hits the windmill right next to the dude, and he wasn't knocked out. He was getting, like, cleaned up, and they were looking at his eyes, making sure he's good. But, like, after the fight, he just starts hitting the windmill. And it's, like, the most, like, loud dance move you can do. And I was just like, man, this guy doesn't give a damn.
The breakdancing move is what you're referring to.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Not the helicopter.
Yeah, like while we're checking this guy for brain damage, you're over here doing a windmill.
Like
Dance
2 feet
celebration.
away.
Yeah.
Like, you could easily take out one of the doctors. But yeah,
Who was he yelling at behind through the cage? Was that Costa's corner
Trainer.
or trainer? Okay.
Did he not say I'm gonna
see all over him.
I'm gonna see all over you
I have
guys.
that audio, or I have that video, and I was like, man, I don't even want to post this. This is this is almost too much.
It is
He's so aggressive.
Costa was talking shit the entire fight.
He was.
He was like dancing every time he'd take a jab or a leg kick. He would shake it off, be like, "That's nothing. Come on," over and over and over until he got.
Yeah, and it was so systematic. Like, just calf kicks.
Mm-hmm.
You could just see his leg wearing down, and then like a head kick that landed. And like Izzy's not a dude. He doesn't finish a lot of people. If you know what he looks like, he's a wiry dude. He is twitched up to all hell. Like, he is the twitchiest guy in the UFC, I would say. And he's a counterpuncher. Like, he's not the dude who's going to run in and just end you. But he's so fun to watch. I really like the guy. Go listen to the old Rogans with him on. He's a good Rogan guest.
He reminds me of prime Anderson Silva, minus obviously Silva's ground game a little bit, but
Yeah.
or not ground game, but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was his forte, a little more than striking. But he would play that counter punch and calf kick to just piss people off. GSP did a lot too, but it reminds me of both of them.
He actually fought Silva
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, and he won. He didn't knock him out or anything, but it was like, I think that's his favorite fighter of all time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So he's 20. Is he 20-0 now? 22
Yeah,
and 0.
undefeated
Does
in the
he
UFC.
have anybody to fight, or is he kind of on the hill, on the top of the hill?
He is on top. So I don't really know if maybe he wants to move up to light heavyweight at some point. I know he wanted to fight John Jones.
Would that work though? Would his style work up there?
Conceivably, yeah, I
just
think
think he
so.
gets-
He would have to add, he'd have to put on some muscle, but like, as long as he's not going to lose his quickness and timing, yeah, I think it does work up there, and I think that's
yeah.
probably what he does. I mean, he has the frame to put on a little bit of muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is wiry, man.
Yeah, there's some lesser known people in the division that he'll defend against, but like, I don't think there's a super fight. John Jones moved up from light heavyweight to heavyweight. Still don't know when he's fighting or who he's fighting, but in the light heavyweight division, you had the Polish Pounder, greatest nickname in the UFC.
I don't know if that's official, but that's what I christened him as once I realized he's Polish.
Well, I'm going with that.
And he's 37, so who knows how long he maintains the title, but I did see him win that. Is it trash to admit that I watch these all via Periscope?
No. I've done that many times.
That's my UFC go-to.
I can hit you with the buff streams link.
No, it's all good. I prefer to hear
Less
somebody's like
viruses.
lower tier commentary in the back and cussing and or the wing joint that they're at just in the background. It
There's
makes
always
me
a-
feel like I'm with a crew.
There's always a dude like getting in an argument with his girlfriend, and you're like trying to watch this pirated stream. You're like, dude, would both y'all just shut the fuck up? I want to hear Rogan.
The thing on Periscope is that if you tap the screen, it throws a heart on there. But
Which
the
is-
more that it's liked,
yeah.
it gets more attention. They shut down the stream. So people are like, stop with the fucking hearts.
Oh, every
so they're
time.
arguing with the chat every time.
Every time. Everybody's getting mad at everybody, then you accidentally do a heart. You're like, oh, my bad. It's such a pain in the ass. I always forget Periscope still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Does Twitter own Periscope?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. You guys want to talk some baseball? What?
I was just going to say nose goes.
None of us have been watching baseball, which we kind of alluded to at the beginning of the show.
Playoffs start Tuesday, Dylan.
Well, it's playoff time, baby.
Did the
October.
Rangers win the Silver Boot? People are wondering. Rangers aren't in the playoffs. I just want to point out that they did take 2 of 3 from the Astros this last weekend.
Stink.
They're not good. It's not great.
They stink.
Adios Shinsu Chu's contract, though.
That's huge.
At least they're not
That is
cheating.
massive.
I love that dude. Great guy. One of the worst contracts in Ranger history, if not the
It was
worst.
very hard to hate him because he was such a good, again, contributed to the community, blah, 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 blah. But he's gone.
You want to just go through the odds here?
Who
Who are we riding with? Who's everybody riding with?
So let me at least give the overview of what the matchups are. And I know there are going to be listeners just completely pulling their hair out, and ramming their head into steering wheel or whatever they may be doing when listening to us cover baseball. But I promised the listener, I don't know who it was, who knows way more about baseball than me. Tori, I'm going to guess in the Discord, that we would do this. So here we are. Come back to me on the bracket because I'm trying to open.
No, it's all good. I
have it.
I got the
okay.
bracket
Let
right
me
here.
just
If
tell
you want
you
to run down the
this.
bracket, I was just waiting to open.
All right. 1-seed Dodgers versus 8-seed Brewers. 2-seed Braves versus 7-seed Reds. Cubs at the 3-seed versus the Marlins at 6-6, the 6-seed. 4-seed Padres versus the Cardinals. That's the National League, obviously.
can I just tell you I'm riding with the Dodgers. I'm riding with Kershaw.
Just went out on a limb there.
Yeah, really.
I've been rooting for the Dodgers. I want them to get one. I don't want Kershaw to be the dude who doesn't get one.
Didn't they get
Why
one?
do I not? Oh, here.
No, it's been sad every time.
Yeah.
It's been very sad every time. From the NL, let's go ahead and make our picks since we know the teams. Who are you going to ride with of those teams?
Go Cubs, go.
We
You
did
got
go
the
to a
Cubbies?
game at
Yeah.
Wrigley.
We did go to a game at
Do you
Wrigley.
remember that?
We had a fantastic time.
I would like to do that again.
a great place to watch a baseball game.
Turns out Wrigley Field, cool.
Checks out.
Yes.
Wrigleyville is also badass.
Yes, it is.
Dylan, who you going to ride with?
Padres is not a bad answer.
I know it was a 1-seed, but I'm gonna go Dodgers.
Look at us.
I know.
I'm
We're
looking.
scum.
I will
People are
go.
gonna hate
I will
this.
go with the
We got a good
Padres.
ball team.
You know, anyone who breaks out the Wyoming brown and yellow, I'm backing it. And Fernando Tatis is
Man, their
exciting to
jerseys
watch.
are
Love
sick.
Tatis.
Yeah.
And he's fun to watch, man.
So that'll be a great. They potentially match up in the NLDS. So.
I should probably ride with them since they did single-handedly end the Rangers season by hitting like 16 grand slams in like a 4-day
Embarrassing.
period.
They own us as fans. Is how that
Seriously.
works out. On the AL side,
Yeah, we got 1-seed Rays versus 8-seed Blue Jays. Tampa Bay's having a year, huh?
Yeah, they
In sports.
I don't
boy,
wanna
are
hear
they.
it. I don't want to hear it.
2-seed Athletics versus 7-seed White Sox. Randy.
I can ride with the A's, division rival, but like I don't have anything against the A's. Never have.
small market Moneyball. That
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
You guys seen
3-seed Twins versus 6-seed the cheating
that? Twins.
Houston Astros.
Sorry.
And then the 4-seed Tribe, Shouts, versus the 5-seed New York Yankees.
That's gonna be a fun series.
That'll be fun.
I feel like there's bad blood there. I don't know why.
Everything I know about the Yankees comes from following John Boy on Twitter.
Mhm.
And like he's always getting real into it. I'm like, dude, it's gonna be fine, man. Like you guys are gonna be okay. AL, I'm gonna ride. I gotta ride with the Twins over the Astros. Kyle Banduho, friend of the show, big Twins guy. Didn't we have a listener in the Twins system too? Brent
Brent Rooker,
confusingly named Brent.
who very unfortunately was called up and 10 days later was hit by a pitch and broke his forearm.
oh,
But he wants to drop in for dance with us. I told him we would.
Okay.
No big deal. He's got time to kill. He's nursing that broken
He can
arm.
play with a broken arm? I guess he has a thumb that works.
His thumbs, I think, are still active. Yeah.
Probably is a good therapy thing too.
Yeah.
Get muscles back.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Blood
Sure.
flow. Yeah.
I am going to ride with the. Let's go Twins. Fuck it. Let's ride with Brent.
Twins.
Let's go Buffalo Blue Jays.
Oh.
Fair.
Riding
I
for
respect
Western
that.
New York this year. Let's go Blue Jays. Tough series against the Rays, but anything can happen.
Is there talk about moving that team?
Probably
Or
not.
just Buffalo
No.
getting a team?
No, Buffalo has the Bison.
They've got a great logo. They've got it used to be, correct me if I'm wrong, a cool stadium.
It still is.
Okay.
It's a very cool
It's been
stadium.
years since I've been by there, but
Yeah, I mean, for AAA stadiums, as far as those goes, it's a beautiful, beautiful stadium right downtown too. And the Buffalo waterfront, is being revived, Dave.
it's coming back.
It is
What's up, Western New York?
big time.
I will ride with the Shy Sox.
Oh, Randy.
Yeah, it's not just for Randy's sake. It's a team. Growing up, if Frank Hurt was around pre-Nugenics in your life, then you have a soft spot in your heart
call him
for
Frank
You
Hurt?
called him Frank Hurt,
the
which
big
I
Hurt.
like.
You know,
Frank
the big
Hurt's a
Hurt,
good
Frank
name.
Thomas.
You mixed his actual name with his nickname.
This happens all the time.
Frank Hurt.
2 notes about the NL that I wanted to mention. I forgot. Marlins. They are responsible for this season being all jacked up as far as games not played due to how many COVIDs, benchings and did
Way to
not
go.
play that they had, and they somehow made the playoffs. That's impressive. Including a whole story about a guy who was a speed skater and professional rollerblader. You heard that?
I heard that.
Yeah, so I'll find his name. We'll talk about it later. Also, the Brewers have not crossed 500 on the season, and they're in the playoffs. So look for big things from those two teams in the NL. But, yeah, Shy Sox for me.
Okay. Well, guys, I think it might be time for some quick dips. Are y'all cool with that?
The quickest of quick dips.
Let's do it. I brought the cum thunder to Too Much Dip.
Ooh, no one saw that coming.
Nobody saw. I told you
Nobody.
there'd be some fresh drops, and I'd hit you with it.
What's the spookiest of dips?
Ooh.
Black bean.
7 layers of hell.
Spinach on a choke dip.
Oh, that's good.
You guys are quick, man.
Look at Brett.
7 Sin salsas? No, that doesn't work.
That's okay.
That's what you get at
I'm new to this,
Twin
guys.
Peaks.
Man, I want to think of more spooky
I'm,
dips.
I'm over here running through them all in my head. I have nothing.
Frijoles.
I had nothing, too. I just
You
said my
that
nothing
in a
out loud.
spooky way.
Yeah, there's nothing spooky about what I just did.
All right, quick dips.
NBA Finals are set. Heat, Lakers. But okay, sorry.
Lakers.
I can't
It's
say
a good gif.
It's a good gif. One of the best gifs.
Man, big ups to Jimmy Butler. I'm pulling for the guy. He's awesome. He's a cool dude.
He's a good dude.
Big Butler guy.
Big Butler guy. Big Tyler Hero guy.
I like LeBron too, though, man. I don't care who wins, but it's.
You just hope they have fun.
I just hope they have fun. What's the stat that the LeBron's playoff run or finals run stat, like 9
More
out of
times
10?
in the playoffs or in the finals than not in the finals for his career. And he's been in 9 out of the 10 in
Right.
the last
This is
10 years.
Only
basically.
once has he made the playoffs and not made the finals.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Pretty wild.
Pretty good. Pretty good stat.
Hasn't won all of them.
No, and most notably the 2011 finals against the Dallas Mavericks, a 3-seed underdog. Anyway,
Who's the white dude on the Lakers that needs Bosley or Hims? Caruso.
Caruso.
Texas
Wait,
A&M
come on,
zone.
man.
A&M zone. Man, that's
Why
a
you gotta
bad.
do him like
that's a
that?
bad look, Dylan.
What's he
He's
supposed to
gotta
do?
Shave it.
Hims?
It's too late.
I just
say
wish
that.
he would go full do-rag. Like skull cap. That's
Can you
not
play in a
illegal.
wave cap?
I don't know. I would imagine David Stern outed that prior to his aneurysm.
Yeah, probably.
R.I.P.
Well, I just want to make sure people knew it didn't happen afterwards.
No, it wasn't a post-mortem directive.
From the grave.
I
In honor of David Stern.
The money's on the big money's on the Lakers. How many games? How many games did the Heat get? I think it might go 6. Give me Lakers in 6 for my official predict. I don't know if we're doing that yet, but I did it. Yeah, what's up?
Just to shout out the Rondo stand that's in my DMs back in the Lakers here, Heavy. I'm going to take a Heat and upset.
I hope you're right.
Again, there's a Rondo stand out there.
What?
Again, I don't know why.
If
but
I hear
there is.
playoff Rondo one more time.
One thing I do not want out of this series, we're going to get so much Iguodala. He's going to be what Dwight Howard was to Jokic last series, just looking annoying and pestering. You're going to get Iguodala being surprised a foul was called, shaking his head, getting back down court, covering LeBron at some point in this series.
I don't like how he handled his departure from Memphis.
That was shitty.
It was shitty. I kind of don't like the guy now, which is strange because I used to want him to be a Mav.
Not like the Grizzlies.
I do too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope it's a good series. I would love an upset. I'm actually polling for the Heat, which is something I thought I'd never say.
Such a LeBron hater.
Correct. But part of me was like, man, I just kind of want LeBron to get it, just to have Skip Bayless have him not have to address it. Oh. Anything that will make him unhappy, it makes me happy.
I think this is a gentleman's sweep in the Lakers' favor. I think the NBA Finals were played in the Western Conference Finals. I do not think the Heat have more than a one-game win in them.
Okay.
At all.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think the smart money's on the Lakers here. I'll ride with the Lakers. I would like to see LeBron win another one.
Can you stick your tongue
It'd
out
be
and say
good
Lakers?
Good as resume.
Like
Never mind. It's a GIF.
I'm gonna keep my tongue in my mouth, Dave. Lakers in 6.
Okay.
Not worth mentioning. Steven Gostkowski had 6 field goals, 3 over 50. I forgot I left that in there.
Pretty impressive stuff for sure.
especially after
Or
he missed
Titans won. Yeah, not Steelers.
Yeah, especially after the way he started the season.
Now the real news.
I didn't know if he's gonna make it with out of week 1 with a job.
Dylan notes that in golf, friend of the pod Garrett May has Monday qualified for a Corn Ferry tourney in Savannah, Georgia.
I did not note that, but good for Garrett May.
Who put that in here?
I did. He's currently qualifying.
Oh, so he hasn't done it yet.
No, he's in a Monday queue right now.
This
though.
could be really embarrassing.
Let's go Garrett, man.
Good vibes to G-Man.
He's probably playing the
G-Man.
back nine right now.
Friend of the pod.
Just
Go low.
Way to go, Garrett.
We got to get you a hat or something.
I think this is Baylor's own. This is a former Baylor player.
Is he a bear?
He's a bear.
Oh, Randy.
Did Randy toot?
Oh, boy.
Really?
Oh, man.
Buddy.
Are you blaming the dog, Dylan?
No.
Randy
I'm blaming the
smashed
dog
that
because
button.
the dog did it.
Randy
It's
smashed
okay,
that
buddy.
button.
It's okay.
Let me tell you this. He normally does not have a noticeable stench. Like he has some squeakers, but he does not have a
That
stench
one punched
behind
me
him.
right in the face.
Sorry.
Good for you. You're eating right, aren't you, buddy? Good for
Alyssa said he
Randy.
burped the other day like a
He's
human.
a human burper.
Oof.
Man, how do we recover from that? You want to do some run? You want to run it back? You want to try
Yeah,
to fill
The
these shoes?
debut.
Good
I'll
for
take-
you, Brett.
I'll take the reins on
Big
run it back here.
responsibility.
Let's go.
Let him run it back. Sitting in for Micah today is Brett.
Good start.
Wow. Micah may be serving his 1-game suspension and/or it's a religious holiday. We're not exactly sure. Just to Micah. KJ is the drop cuck of Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Dylan stuffs interns in lockers unless they're named Killshot. That's correct. Weird things happen at Chimmy's in Lubbock.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan and the homie are wonderful hosts.
Oh, thanks, man.
Dicker, the kicker, went traditional onside kick, not the technically named watermelon style that Dave coined. Dave's dad got whiplash on the Rattler in Fiesta, Texas.
It'll get you.
Well, Fiesta, Texas isn't the city. It's Fiesta, Texas is the theme park.
Gosh.
Six Flags. Put Fiesta, TX. That would be
That's
sick
pretty
if there
fun.
was a party Texas.
You know, Fiesta means party.
It does. Lincoln Riley called KJ a pussy one time. Dave has a sneaky soft spot for Mississippi State and likes to hang on the beach with students and alumni.
It's true. Love it.
The Lightning have the worst nickname in sports, according to KJ.
No one's saying that.
The Rangers and Bruins have acquired about Jack Eichel, leave him alone. Brittany.gif if you've seen that. Dylan needs to talk to the Cowboys secondary in the kitchen for a quick second. Dave thinks Cody Parkey is the best name in sports.
Agree.
Dave also never played on the offensive line in his football career.
It's a true story.
Shocking development.
Westlake and Nick Foles have a hog problem.
Okay.
KJ argues with fellow commentators on pirated UFC periscopes. Wrigley Field is cool and a great place to watch a baseball game.
Truly.
Really going out on a
Truly
limb with
is.
that take.
Yep.
Just a fire take.
There's nothing spooky about Frihole dip.
Oh, I beg to differ.
And Dave's dog Randy burps like a human.
And just farted big time.
All right. So why you got to do him like that?
We all fart, Dave. It's not a big deal.
That was Run It Back.
Well done, Brett.
Thank you.
Well done.
I feel
Good
like I
stuff.
didn't know
Fun
where to
episode,
go with this.
man.
Professional broadcaster.
Nailed it.
People were mad. They're like,
Sweet.
dude, you guys hired this young hotshot from Barstool, and like he doesn't even have to come on and talk sports. Well, I mean, then look, he does this.
That's what Barstool is about, sports. Speaking of young hotshot broadcasters, did you see Noel Michaels last night?
Yeah, what happened? Do we know?
Apparently, he has COVID-induced bye weeks, so they don't want him traveling over the place.
Is that a?
Okay.
So they're giving
All right.
they're giving Michaels a couple weeks off this year, and giving Tirico the reins.
Chirico's fine.
Totally.
Fine. That's it.
75 years old, that Al Michaels.
Oh yeah.
I would have shot the under there.
He looks good.
Yeah.
He does look good. He's I'm glad they're giving him a few weeks off though.
Did they break out Chris Collinsworth's son again?
They sure did. Jack.
Oh,
Shouts
no.
to Jack.
Oh.
There's
There's nothing. Actually, he's better than Phil Simms' son. Nothing worse than that kid.
Dude, Chris Sims.
Punchable face
Chris Sims.
to the max.
Chris Sims kind of looks like RoboCop.
Yeah.
Just his face looks like it's like human skin covering a metal. Like there's something there.
Yeah.
Carb-free lifestyle.
And I'm
Sorry,
not trying.
this is
Like
extra
he's a
dip.
good-looking guy. And he was a good Texas quarterback.
He was a talented Texas quarterback.
Talented. Whatever. You want to get out of here?
Yeah, let's time.
Good job. We'll see you guys Thursday night for the live stream.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.